I'd like to pass on some techniques to help you free up, and this will involve an image, some collage papers and some crayons or Posca pens, things like that. So you could use an image. This is a card I have of one of my paintings, or you could use something from a magazine. So if I just, this is a bit from a recipe, but I like that stripy bit, I like that bit, and I don't really want, let me have a look, don't really want to see the peaches, but it could even be something like that. You could add another bit from it if you liked, and so you get that blue bit as well. Okay, so it's, don't worry if you haven't got an image to work from, but you could also print something off. It could be an artist's image or somebody's work that you like, so it could just be something from a magazine that gives you a starting point. Okay, so basically we're going to, let's just get rid of that back, in true collage fashion, cut or rip it up. So sometimes it's best to do it the way you can't see it. So I've now got 3 pieces, yep. And I could collage that together again in a different way. So that's one way to get you started, quite like that. You could just use one piece. You could put a couple of pieces together, but we're going to work out from here. Yeah, you could put them in different places and connect them. We're going to connect with our collage papers. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I like that orange in there. I might just start with one piece. There might be enough on there. Let's see. I do like a bit of lettering in there though. Yep, that's my bit. And I'm working with, for a glue, I'm using a gloss medium, just because that's what I use in my paintings. But you could use PVA glue. You could use a glue stick if you don't have any, other paint at the moment. Any other paint, any other glue. So I'm sticking some gloss medium there and sticking that down. Okay, I'm just working on thick cartridge paper today. Best to have something that doesn't wrinkle. So some good thick paper. So my collage papers are bits of papers that I've painted and used before. Now, most artists have collage papers and boxes, I'm sure they do. So these are mine. Some of them are tissue, some of them are magazine pieces. Look, some of them dressmaking pattern. This is a bit from a poster. This is from the billboard, top of our street. So, but I've chosen the colours from the thing that I'm using. Okay, so if that little magazine piece is what you're using, that orange still works with it. Yeah, I just need some green and blue. So you're finding colours that match the colours that are already there. And then we're simply going to start composing, so, and extending. So I like that bit of red here, that dark shape. I could really go huge here. Not sure I like that shape. Let's go a bit thinner. So magazine pages I love. They're so nice to rip, and you get that lovely white edge. I could go just from my original piece, or I could come into it more and cover it. I quite like it coming in like that. So I'm actually recomposing my original painting now. And I'm not too worried about where I'm putting the glue, because I know there's going to be a lot of glue on there. And I'm also not worrying too much, because I know I may cover some of these as I go along. Something's running there. I don't often use my scissors. Quite often just rip the pieces and then you get these random edges. So this could look a little bit realistic in the end. It could go quite abstract. It's up to you. Now, I did see some dressmaking pattern, but I don't think it's in this. Is that it's back, it's on this piece. So it's up to me. I will use the scissors for this because it's not so easy to rip. What I love about dressmaking patterns is the transparency. So if I stuck that down with a medium, you'd see through it quite well, as you can see there. And it does continue this kind of orange Depends if you want to stay in a geometric shape or if you want to expand out from the shape. Quite like that on top, but I am loving this piece and I want to add this somewhere, and it does connect nicely with that orange, and these little squares connect with this little, what was a window shape. So look for things that can connect one piece to the other. See, in the end, if I stick this here, the original collage piece might be lost, but it's given you that fantastic starting point to get you going with a new composition. Oh, so many opportunities here. Can you see it all on the camera? Or do I add it back down here? You can see how you can keep going and going, and just remember you have to stick it down at some point, otherwise it could all blow away. See, that's quite nice. Now that piece is reduced. I'm to leave that there for now. So I also love that orange, but maybe this is going to be too much orange. Let's have some darker blue again. Got the shape here. What if I added that? Now for me, it's already turned into a ship again. Sometimes you just can't fight what's there. You know, yours may look like a building, may look like your usual imagery, maybe a landscape. Here I've ripped a bit of the newspaper because I saw I had some lettering there, and I thought, well, I want to continue that lettering theme. And the way I like to use lettering is to rip and disguise it so it really just becomes a graphic element. It could just be those lines that you add, but I do quite like that curly A. Let's see. I just can't help but turn things into boaty things. Let's see, I wanted the A. So that may go up there. Now let's try and get off the boat theme. Let's rearrange. It's that big black thing, isn't it? So you can see how this can go on for hours until you decide what you like. Now, I love these yellow ladders. You find these precious things, but actually I quite like that on top with that little bit of dark line coming through. So you have to make the decisions. I'm going to leave that there somewhere. Okay, let's take this bit on. Oh, there is a little bit of orange on my brush that is coming through, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And I hope you're all going, yes, no, don't put it there. I'm going to stick it there anyway. Above, below, tiny decisions. Below that line, with that line. I'm going to go there. And you can always peel it off if it's still quite freshly stuck down. Now, for drawing into it, you could paint into this with acrylic. You could draw into it with anything really at the moment. Pencils would work on there. I love nowadays the woodies. Now, the stabilo, I'm trying to find one that's clean enough for you to see here. They are still quite cheap in England, but I know people in Australia or America might not be able to find them so well. They are like a waxy crayon, and they're just wonderful for drawing with. So that yellow line from those ladders, so you want to clean it up a bit, I want to continue up over the black magazine. So you see how nicely that draws on top. So you can now pick out things that were there and continue them. So the collage pieces and the original piece all become embedded in together as they start to overlap each other. Now I've lost my black. Is that a black? Yes. I want to see that line coming through there. I want to take it a little bit out the top. So I'm drawing over it, over the original thing, coming down into here. I've got an awful lot of red. I think we need a little bit of red up there somewhere. Just a touch. Might just need to be the tiniest bit to take your eye back up there. These little black squares. Could be some down here. I'm going to add one in here just so it feels a bit more connected to those. Now that's jumping out a bit too much. I'm going to scrape it off. Probably not. Could always stick a bit more paper over it. Then, if I could find a pencil. Yep, oh, the state of it. You might want to continue some of these lines just a little, or some of those little dribbles that were going at the back. It's completely up to you. You can just enjoy using what you've already got there to build another composition. Just a little touch there. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that because this can go on and on. See it now, I'm thinking that bit's way too big. It's also good, this is the card, to have a piece of white paper to look at it, edit it. Is that thing too big? Yeah, it's really pulling the image over to the right, so maybe it just needs to be a different kind of shape. But you can edit with this piece of white paper. Maybe it needs to be square. What if we edited the whole thing? I haven't got enough white paper. And it became square. Geometric shape again, almost back to how it was, but completely different. So have great fun doing that, and remember it's a way to free up either from your own image, somebody else's image, and really have fun and not worry. This is one of the exercises, we do in my Free Up Your Sketchbook and Grow course. So we do it in the sketchbook, and it really moves people on. So have great fun.